Friday. It's a nice day outside. I do not feel like going to this masonry class, man. Building this stupid mailbox, man. I mean, it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have to start out like on the ground. It hurts your back, your knees, and here, let me quit complaining, man. Let me go on and just get this done and get it on out the way, man. Let me find the knee pads. Anybody seen the knee pads? I'm in the supply room. I don't see them nowhere. There's no way I can get on this ground like this without the knee pads. Let me go to the back and see if somebody left them in the back, man. I got to have them, man. I don't see them back here either. Well, I guess I ain't going to be building this mailbox today because I'm not getting on that ground without... Let me use this bathroom, man, before I go back out to the front. Check this bathroom out real quick. I'm gonna take a leak, open the door. Oh, whoa. What is going on? Hey, man, I'm out of here, man. Oh, my God, I cannot believe what I just seen when I opened this door and walked into the bathroom. Yo. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. It's a very special day for me anyway. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to Kens. You know, I've spent so many birthdays in prison and incarcerated. Although I've been out for several years at this point. But it just feels good to just be able to be out here for your birthday. Now, understand before I get started, I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better. So anytime I drop you a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you don't feel like being there, you're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you like your 8, 10, 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. So with all that being said, there is a message. Once again, it's my birthday. The Cash App, yeah, it's right there in the corner. I think it's right there, or somewhere right around in that range, if you're feeling generous today. But if you're not, that's cool. Just hit that like button. Make sure you share the video. A lot of times they say, Kens, we get so caught up into your story, we forget to hit the like button sometimes. And I can understand it because I've done that on other channels myself. I get a phone call. Now, this took place about 5 years ago. I get a phone call, and it's my daughter's mother. She's asking me about an individual that, you know, she's dating. She has some interest in. Now, that's not uncommon for her to do. She's called me prior to that and asked me about another individual. Yeah, he's cool, man. I ain't never heard nothing bad about him, or I don't have anything bad to say about him. He's cool. So it wasn't really a surprise when she called me about this individual. Now I have to give you all the backstory about this situation. The dude that she's calling me about, I was locked up with him. She didn't have any clue that we were locked up together. She knew that he had been locked up, but she didn't necessarily know that we had been locked up together. Now, I don't want to use his real name, so we're just going to call him Chris. Chris is a common name. There's a million Chris's in the world. So we're just going to call him Chris. It's absolutely not his real name. I'm in school. In prison, they offer different, courses that you can take. You can go to be an electrician, a plumber, a welder, diesel mechanic, carpentry. Like, they have so many different levels of education that you can achieve while you're in prison. I was in Masonry. Had no desire to get out and build anything, or, deal with block and brick and things of that nature. I was just doing it because I knew that it would make me look a lot better when I went before the parole board. Absolutely no intentions whatsoever of doing that once I got out. With this class, it's a 12 to 14 month course. Go to class in the morning at 8, leave at about 11:15, 11:30, go to lunch, go to count, come back at about 1, stay until about 3:30, and you do that Monday through Friday, 12 to 14 months, as I mentioned. Once you're finished, you're certified, so once you get home, you can go get your journeyman's license, and you're on your way to being whatever you've gotten certified in. In my case, masonry. So I'm in class one day, and it was one of those laid back days to where the teacher said, "Hey guys, I got a meeting to go to in the the administration building, and I'll be gone about an hour. You all know what to do. Just, he had left several times before, so it wasn't uncommon for him to leave. As I mentioned, it was one of those laid back days, so you had an upstairs. Upstairs you had the teacher's office, then you had the classroom, and you had a bathroom. Well, the classroom, it just had a TV, and then you had the chalkboard and a bunch of desks. That's where you do your book work at. Downstairs in the main area, that's where you did your projects. You had different areas to do your projects in. This particular day, I was building a mailbox, a brick mailbox. Now, I had gotten behind because I wasn't feeling this class whatsoever, and you have to build, to get to the next level, you have to do this project, and then you have to do that project. I was already behind, so it was one of those days, everybody else that was caught up to par, they could leave. I had to go in and build this mailbox. All right, man, I'm going to do it. And so when I'm getting all my tools together, I'm getting, everything that I have to get. I got my board, I got my mortar, I got my, my levels, I got my, everything that I need. I'm like, oh man, where the knee pads at? Pause, double pause, triple pause. But you need the knee pads because when you're building from the ground up, such as a mailbox, you're literally, as low as you possibly can go, and then you build up. The higher the mailbox gets, now you don't have to be on the ground, and you don't have to use the knee pads. So I'm looking around, I'm like, man, where are the knee pads at? I have everything that I need. They got like a little supply room. Well, being that it was a laid back day, there was nobody in the supply room that day. Now, there was an individual in the supply room. He went by the name of Amy. I never addressed him as Amy, but on the yard, that's what he went by. Amy was about 5'7", 5'6", couldn't have weighed no more than, 140, 150 pounds. Amy had medium length hair. Was a white dude. Clean face, clean shaven face, no hair or anything like that. And so Amy would typically work, the supply room. Amy's not in the supply room. Now, we're not really supposed to go in the supply room, but the teacher's laid back. He's not really that type of teacher that's gonna, try to give you a hard time or anything of that nature. So being that he wasn't there, I go to the supply room. I'm looking for the knee pad so I can build my mailbox. I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't see the knee pads anywhere. Where's the knee pads at? Typically, there's a couple pair. I seen one pair, but I don't like those because they were like, I just didn't like those. I was looking for a particular pair that I would always use. I don't see them in the little area, but they got like a hallway. So when you go down that hallway, it's like a larger area in the back. That's where they got like a lot more supplies at. Keep the mortar and things like that back there. Looking around, man, where are these knee pads at? After a couple minutes, I don't see them. I'm like, I don't know, man. So I'm walking back. Let me use this bathroom real quick, man. Got a restroom, in the back. Let me use the restroom real quick before I go back up front. When I walk into the bathroom, I seen something that I was totally unprepared to see. I don't know if you're ever prepared to see what I seen when I walked into the bathroom. Door wasn't locked. I open the door and I see Chris and Amy in that bathroom. Now, I'm not going to refer to Amy as Amy. I'm going to refer to Amy as A. What up, A? I see A and Chris in the bathroom, getting it in, doing the nasty, doing the absolute disgusting most. Guess I seen where the knee pads was at, because A definitely had the knee pads on. I immediately shut the door. I shut the door and I walked back up front. I can't believe what I just seen. I literally just walked in on two dudes doing the nasty in prison. Oh my God. Now this guy C, he wasn't even in the class. They had a door in the back in which you could open a door. You can leave out of the back door. Sometimes they would keep the door open, like in the summertime and it's warm inside, they would keep the door open. Like I said, they would keep the mortar, so like the bricks and the mortar and everything, you could bring it in through the back door. So they would keep the door open sometimes. So I guess they had planned something. I don't know how often they did this or how often this happened. But I guess it was planned to where, okay, the teacher's going to be gone. You can come in. It's not going to be that many people here today. I leave the back door open. You come through the back door. No pun intended. We go in the bathroom, do what we do. Then you can slide back out the back door. And then I just go back out up to the front like nothing ever happened. Nobody will ever know that you was even in here, because nobody even comes back here. Inmates are not really supposed to be in the very back unless the teacher's there, and unless you're authorized to go back there. Like, everybody in the class can't just go back there. That day I wish that I hadn't have gone back there, because what I seen, it was just, it was horrific, to say the least. Probably about 5 minutes later, you see A come walking from the back. Wasn't no shame in A's game. A feel like, shoot, what? I apologize for that. You don't owe me no apologies. You don't owe me no explanation. See, the thing about prison, man, you see no evil and you hear no evil. You don't get involved and come, become a part or engulfed in anyone else's business. What you do is what you do. What you like is what you like. I don't have anything to do with that whatsoever. Later on that day, Chris, hey man, let me holler at you, bro. We on the yard. It's probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. We're on the yard just kicking it or whatever. Man, let me holler at you, bro. Hey, bro. I know what you thought that was, but it wasn't even like that. Okay, it wasn't like it. It wasn't, so my eyes didn't see what I clearly seen. But I didn't say that to him, but this is what I'm thinking in my mind. Chris is about 6'3", 6'4". He's a black dude. He's a big dude, man. Hits that weight, pal. He's strong. Cock diesel, man. He lifting weights every day. Got like a little beard, bald head. I say, look, bro, what you do is what you do. The same thing that I just told you. What you do is what you do. I don't have anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? We from the same city, man. You know what I'm saying? We from the same turf, man. You ever need anything? You ever have any problems or whatever? Man, just holler at me. Just, if you can, man, don't put that out there like that. Nah, bro, you ain't got to worry about me putting nothing out there like that. I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. My whole thing is this. I didn't want to tell anybody about that, because not only is it not my business, you don't want that stuff to start to spread on the yard. Because once it spreads, he's going to know that I said something. Now, I don't know if anyone had already suspected him of doing that. I didn't. I had never heard anything. I didn't even know that was his, I would see him on visit on a regular basis. He went to visit more than me. 2-3 times a day sometimes. He got different girls coming to see him or whatever. His main girl, then, his girl on the side, and baby's mama, and bringing the kids. So I never in a million years had suspected that from him anyway. At no point. So it really, really kind of messed me up in the head even more when I seen something like this. So now you coming to me basically asking me, dog, if you need anything, you want anything, but really you trying to say, keep this on the low and I'll pay you. I'll give you something. Nah, you don't gotta give me. I'm good, man. But I appreciate it though. And again, I never said a word to nobody. Never said one word. I don't know if that occurrence ever happened again. But it was what it was. So you fast forward years later, and this individual, he's trying to holler. He's trying to date the mother of my child. As I mentioned before, I didn't know that she was dealing with him. It's not like she called me right off top. They had been talking for about a month or so, and I guess she was thinking about taking it to the next level with him. And so she got to asking me about him. When she asked me about him, I'm like, hold on, Chris, bald head, tall. Yeah. So send me a picture, man. Just to make sure. She shoots me a picture. Yep. Look, man, I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm not trying to, I want you to be happy. You and I haven't been together for years. I have no reason to hate on anybody. I've told you prior times about individuals you've asked me about, and I've been like, yeah, they cool, man. I ain't never heard nothing bad, but this is not, you don't want to do this. She's like, what, did you hear something? Do you know something? Initially, I was just, this is not the road you want to go down. So she kept pressuring me. She kept asking me, well, no, tell me if you know something. I need to know, because this is the guy. And, I said, well, how serious are you all? Well, we're not really serious, but, we done went out a couple times. We went to the movies. We talk on the phone. We text or whatever. And I just want to know before I go any further with him, because I don't really know anything about him like that. I go on to tell her the story. Now, when I'm telling her the story, I feel somewhat like a simp. In a sense, because it's like, man, I'm talking about another man's business. But at the same time, I feel as though it was my duty to say so. No, we're not together, but still, this is the mother of my child. I can't allow you to do anything like this. Now, if you do something, that's on you. But at least you know about it. See, there's a difference. If you're doing something and you're totally in the blind, you caught off guard, and let's just say they were to do something and she catches something, an STD or something like that, well, she never knew of his activity. Now you're going to be looking at me crazy. How you knew and you didn't say anything? So I feel as though it was my duty to say something. She couldn't believe it. Are you sure? I'm positive. I'm not just sure, I'm positive. I walked in, I seen it. I literally walked in and seen it. Y'all rock with me, man. But I told her, I said, listen, man, I would prefer for you not to really say anything as far as that you heard that from me, because I don't really have time to be getting into it with nobody out here on these streets. No street beef, or I don't really have time for that. All right, I'm not going to say nothing. I don't know what happened, but apparently you must have said something. She said something. So she breaks it off with Chris. He hits me up. Hey, fam, I need to holler at you, man. Yo, what's up, man? On Facebook, you can call anybody or whatever. You don't even have to have their number. Quite sure you already know that. I need to holler at you, bro. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up with you telling old girl about, me and the Jake, man? Whatever happens in the Jake stays in the Jake, bro. Yeah, you hating on me like that? I said, what did she say that I told you? Come on, bro. We not going to play dumb, man. I already know that you told her about the little situation. The one time the situation happened with me and old girl in the joint. This is what he's saying. Me and old girl in the joint. I'm talking about you and A? You and dude in the joint? Now you know what I'm talking about, bro. But that was foul, man. That was foul, man. And I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you about that. I said, so let me get this straight, dog. I just want to fully understand this. You upset with me because I told my daughter's mother what you was doing because she asked me, and I would have told her anyway once I realized that you all were messing around? Why wouldn't I tell her? I ain't never said nothing to nobody the whole time inside. I never said nothing outside because, again, that's your business. But why wouldn't I tell the mother of my daughter? I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. When I see you, man, it's on. Shoot. Let the chips fall where they may. Yeah, we hang up. Now I know I got beef. I ain't got time to be going through no beef, man. I'm trying to stay out here on these streets, but I'm not going to let nobody violate me. Not going to let nobody just disrespect me like that. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say, but like physically put your hands on me or act as though you're going to put your hands on me. No, it ain't going down like that. I don't see him for a long time. When I say a long time, it's probably probably 6 months. I see him in the grocery store of all places. And when I see him, he's with a young lady. Attractive, very attractive young lady. He's walking down one side of the aisle, I'm walking down the other side of the aisle. What's the saying? 2 mountains will never meet, but 2 men will. I guess it was the day. I guess this was the day that we was going to see if he was really about what he was talking about. I'm not going to say anything to him. I'm not going to initiate anything. I'm not trying to stir anything up, but at the same time, I'm ready. We get closer and closer. I notice him. He notices me. He doesn't say anything to me. I don't say anything to him. We keep it moving. Walk right past each other. I'm thinking to myself, okay, he can't really say anything to me because he's with a woman. So being that he's with this woman, he obviously doesn't want me to bust him out, you know what I'm saying, in front of her or whatever. So he's not going to say anything at this point. But in my mind, I still think that it's on. About a month or 2 later, I see him in the club. I'm out. I'm finger popping. I'm getting my party on. See what I'm saying? I see him in the club. He's with a couple dudes or whatever. I'm with a couple of my partners. Actually, just one of my partners. But again, we just in the club to party. Like, we not trying to cause no trouble or, you know. I'm keeping my eyes on him the whole night. You know, I'm watching everywhere I go. Nothing happens. End of the night or whenever I leave, I leave. I noticed on Facebook that he had unfriended me on Facebook. We weren't friends anymore. That's beef now. When people unfriend you, oh, it's a problem. It's beef on Facebook. I've seen him a couple more times over the years, and nothing was ever said. In fact, it got to the point to where when I seen him last, he spoke. What up? What up? And that's all that it was. That was a situation that I was very, very fortunate that it didn't go anywhere. It didn't go left because it easily could have gone left. Over something that I feel as though I was doing to protect an individual that I care about. I don't have to be with you to care about you. You know, I was watching Fleece Johnson, and he was talking about how in prison, at the time he was in prison, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, that at Eddyville Prison, Kentucky State Penitentiary, maximum security, home of death row, he estimated that 85 to 90% of the people on the yard got down like that. Never been to Eddyville. I know people who have been in Eddyville. But Fleece went on to say he feels it's like that in every prison. I think those numbers are astronomically high, to say the least. 85 to 90% of people. I think that there's somewhat of a myth that when people come out of prison, that they got down like that in prison. I've seen it. I'm telling y'all a story about me seeing it. But I don't think it's nowhere near 85, 90%. Because that's something that you rarely see. It's not, you're not just walking around the prison yard and everybody's just, how you doing? You know, no, it's not like that whatsoever. Yeah, you got a couple people that walk around, you know, they say they got Kool-Aid on their lips and they got their hair and they taking the hormone pills. You'll see a couple, you know, you'll see a couple like that. A couple people. 5, 6 people maybe. But the whole yard is not zesty like Fleece Johnson is making it out to be. Now, I'm not saying that Fleece is lying. I don't think he's lying. I just think that Fleece maybe, I can't even really say that he's exaggerating, for the simple fact that I was not at Eddyville. But the majority of the dudes that I see on the yard, man, they not on that at all, man. Dudes is playing poker all day, playing basketball, playing dominoes, playing chess, going to school. They in the law library. You know, that's just what you see in there. Playing softball, like you don't see a lot of that. And there's going to be some people, you know, the word is going to travel. Yeah, I heard dude got caught up. Because there's all type of blind spots in prison. I heard dude got caught up, man. Or I heard dude gets down like that. Or dude got a boyfriend. You know, some people is just open. You got people, they live together in the same cell. It's open. You do see it. But it's not the overwhelming majority of people. It's a minority of people. This is just my opinion based upon what I did see in prison. I tell these stories about booty bandits, cheek busters, dudes that like to get down like that, not to insult anyone. But it's a part of prison. Everybody wants to hear the glamorous part of prison, and there is no glamour in prison. So when I say glamour, meaning, you know, who was fighting, who was getting knocked out, who was, like, they want to hear the violent part of it. How many pounds dudes is lifting on the weight pile? How many, you know, and that is an aspect of prison. But the zestiness is definitely an aspect of prison. And you see gorillas, man. You see gorillas, man, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", some 5'11". Lift 400 and 500, 600 pounds in the weight pile. They deadlifting 500 pounds, which is picking up weight off the ground. They squatting 500 pounds. They bench pressing 450, 500 pounds. But they like to get down. Some of them. And if you think that because they like to get down that they just punks, run up on them and see what happens. Some of the toughest dudes that you'll ever see in your life, man. Rock with me. Never judge a book by its cover. I know women that say when a dude gets out of prison, they automatically make him go, and if she's gonna deal with him, he has to take a full panel STD test. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that that's something that you should just be doing on a regular basis anyway. But fellas, on the flip side, fellas, you don't know what she's doing either while you inside. You don't know who she done, you know, they're always going to tell you, oh, no, I haven't done anything. I'm waiting on you. And maybe they do. So you all go and take that test together. Yeah, you're going to make me take the test. Okay, no problem whatsoever. But I'd be more comfortable if you took one just as well. Because I don't know what you've been doing either. Can't listen to everything that people talk about prison as far as how it is. If you haven't been to prison, you can listen to stories all day long, such as the stories that I tell and other YouTube, prison content creators or what have you. But unless you've actually been there, you'll never fully understand how it is. Now you got A, in which everybody calls Amy. Like I said, I call him A. He's a hot commodity on the yard. Seen situations to where dudes is ready to unalive the next man over situations like that. You got dudes on the yard that really consider, this is my girlfriend. This is my wife. We live together. We eat together. We shower together. What? Shower together? What? We do everything together. Just like a real relationship. What's so messed up about it, though? Oftentimes when you do see it, it's the individuals that don't even have that much time. Now, I'm not saying that if you have enough time, then it should be done. It's condoned. No, it's still not condoned. I don't care if you got 40 years. You see dudes that got 5, 6, 7, 10 years. See, in Kentucky, you're not if you got a 10-year sentence, unless you're sentenced under the truthful sentencing, which is 85% of your time. That's something violent, like you done shot somebody or something, of that stature. Most of the time, if you got a 5-year sentence, you're going to do 2 and you're going to be home. Maybe sooner. You got a 10-year sentence, you're taking your classes, but these guys that want to be there, they don't take the classes. They don't want to go home any sooner. I told y'all the story about when I was at Green River in 2013, Green River Correctional Complex, prison. I'm in a cell with an individual that got a life sentence. We're both from Lexington. He's 2 years younger than me. Got a life sentence. But he has the type of life sentence that he'll go up for parole after 20. So he got 20 to life. He'll eventually see the streets again. This dude had was in a full-fledged relationship at this prison that Fleeks speaks of. Eddyville, KSP. Google it. Look it up. He was trying his best to get back to this prison. He had gotten caught up, got transferred, went to another place, got transferred. He's doing anything he can do to get back. Here it is, I'm in the cell, and you got the caseworker that came up to me. Actually, it was the unit director. They're above the caseworker. Kens, your paperwork came back from Frankfurt. Your custody level's about to drop. You're going to be getting transferred to a camp within the next, couple weeks. And I'm happy about that, but why would you say this in front of an individual that has a life sentence? Why would you say this in front of anybody, period? Got dudes that's never, ever going home in prison, man. Y'all understand that? Never going home. You would never hug a woman again, be with a woman again, unless you get lucky and somebody on the staff falls for you. And that's rare. It happens. But it's rare. He's telling me about, he gets to showing me pictures. Look at him. He's so crazy. And look at this cut on my arm. He cut me one time with the, how like you got, because they got canned goods in prison. Take the lid off with a can opener. You use that as a weapon. A lot of people in prison use it as your cutter. Use that as your knife. To, you slicing up some potatoes or whatever as your cutter. He cut me, man. It was blood everywhere, man. He's so crazy. Now, when he's telling me these stories, it's throwing me off because I'm like, what? I ain't even want to hear that. And so, being that he was doing anything, he's plotting and planning to get in fights and already got a life sentence. He's like, if I could just get back to Eddyville, man. He gets out in another 2.5 years. I just want to be in Eddyville. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not trying to be your ticket. I'm asleep one night or something like that, and you come and do something to me while I'm asleep or slice me up or whatever so that they can send you back to maximum security. I sleep with one eye open every night. I did that anyway, but I'm just simply saying, prison, man, it's dog eat dog, man. And so when you thinking that you so tough out here on these streets, and you might be tough, I'm not saying you not. You might get in there and be tough. But that's a place for you, big boy. That's a place to where there's a lot of people in there that's tough, man. That's a place to where if a dude wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, y'all might have just been joking and playing the previous day. You wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and you looking at this person, look at him, man. He gonna go home soon. I ain't never going home. He gonna go to a camp, man, which means he's closer to going home. And I'm sitting in here, and I ain't never going home. I don't like him anyway. So guess what? You ain't never going home. You do it to be in a box. You'll have an individual do something to you or attempt to do something to you. As I said in one of my previous videos, when I was talking about Rikers Island, my good buddy was telling me about Rikers Island. You can be as big and tough and all that you say that you are. But when you're in a small area, if you're in any area, but especially a small area and you're in a cell, and you got 4 of them that run in on you with knives, they got them blades in their mouth, and they pulling blades out of and they slicing you and they cutting, what you gonna do? You gonna get down or you gonna lay down? Now in that particular situation, somebody's trying to take your manhood, man. I'm gonna get down every time. Now when I say get down, I mean I'm gonna get down. I'm not gonna lay down and let you just, man, unalive me. I'd rather be unalived. I'm not gonna just lay down and just let you just take me. Because now, once you do that, for one thing, no man should be doing nothing like that, period. For two, if you are into something like that, it shouldn't be forced upon you. But I don't agree with it at all. But I'm just saying, if you do something like that, because I don't judge anybody, and we all have a right to like what we like, nobody should be able to force you to do anything. Like I said, you got 3, 4, 5 dudes run in on you. All right, my turn. All right, my turn. What are you going to do? What are you going to do at that particular moment? Yeah, you're going to fight. You're going to fight for yours. But when it's all said and done, they're going to get what they came for. Stay out of prison, man. I'm telling you. If you think you got it bad now, and you may have it bad, I understand. I understand that times get tough. You lose your job. You don't have a job. You're not making a lot of money. You don't have a car. You get tired of asking for rides and taking the bus, and you can't get back and forth to work because the bus stops running at a certain time, or it doesn't go to the area you're in, and you can't afford an Uber or Lyft. I get it. I get it. I get it. But you got to keep striving. You got to keep trying. You got to keep, because, man, you don't want to be in these environments, man. But Kens, how you always talking about booty bandits and violence in prison, and you ain't never had no issues? I've gotten into fights. I just think that a lot of times me just being kind of to myself a little bit and staying out of everybody's business, it's always helped me. And then I guess, kind of my personality a little bit, not to toot my own horn, but I think people kind of like, because typically wherever I go, I'm kind of liked. So I just know these are the things that I can do, but these are the things that I absolutely cannot and won't and don't even aspire to do. You get your wig split in prison, man. I've seen a couple times, not many, but I've seen a couple times dudes airlifted out of there. Airlift means you're hurt so bad they can't take you to the local hospital. Because oftentimes prisons like in little counties, and they got like the little small general hospitals. But there are times dudes have been split so bad. It's one of the reasons they've taken the weights out of the Kentucky prisons. They're still at a couple of the little camps, lower level security prisons. Dudes was getting split with the weights, man. It's a weapon. You unalive somebody with that. And so when they have to airlift you out, they have to take you to the closest university hospital. Ambulance is not going to get you there. Not fast enough, so they're going to bring that helicopter, fly it right over that fence. It's going to land. They're going to take you to the helicopter on a stretcher or whatever. They're going to airlift you to the hospital, man. Y'all ready to see that? Because those are the type of things that you're going to see in prison, man. You're ready to see the dudes walk around, but they're referred to as my wife or my girl or the missus. They got the tight pants on, the shirt rolled up, Kool-Aid on their lips, hair done, makeup, whatever. Are you all really ready to see these things? You go in the shower and there's dudes in the shower, man, and they got their pictures hanging on the wall. And they in there getting down, pleasing themselves right there in front of everybody just in the shower. The steam from the waters, is moisture on the wall. So the pictures from like the freak books, that's what they call them, the freak books, they hang on the wall. And you just happen to turn around and you see a dude just getting down right there in front of you. Or you might look over in the corner and see two dudes just outright just getting it in front of everybody in the shower. And you look on the floor and you see that somebody couldn't hold their mud and it's all on the floor. Are you all ready to see that? Most people is not ready to see that and don't want to see that. You got to take a shower in a big open spot and there's 15, 20 people in the shower and CEOs is walking past watching you take showers or seeing you in the shower. No privacy. Dudes checking you out. Stay out of prison, man. And you won't have to deal with that nightmarish images that you'll so often see. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification. So anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Once again, be sure to hit the like button. Kens, man, I'm so into your video so much, man, I forget to hit the like button. I apologize, man. You need to start reminding people more to hit the like button. So I'm reminding you all, hit that like button. The Cash App's up in the corner, man. It's my birthday. Engagement is what gets your videos out there to the masses. So when you're hitting the likes, when you're commenting, when you're sharing, YouTube sees that and they say, okay, well, we're going to put this in front of, it started off with 20,000 people. Let's put it in front of another 20. See how that does. Oh, they're liking it. They're engaging here. Now let's put it in front of 50,000. Oh, they're doing the same thing. Now let's put it in front of 100,000. Now, those are not the exact numbers, but it's something similar to that. That's how you look at these channels that the Jay Williams, 300-something thousand subscribers. The Dante from the Dante Show Network, 100-something thousand subscribers. The channels that I watch, Fresh Out Prison series with Big Hurt, 500-something thousand subscribers. Hassan Campbell, 400, almost 500,000 subscribers. See, these channels started out at some point, they had the numbers that I have, but they grow. But I can't grow without the engagement of you all, the people. Definitely appreciate you. Speaking of Jay Williams, free Jay Williams. I'm not going to say the exact date. Jay Williams will be home real soon. When I say real soon, I'm talking about real soon. Less than 20 days. And I shouldn't even be saying that. Less than 20 days. Real Kens TV, man.